Good evening. I'm Cindy Bertram, and thank you for joining me on Good Ship Happens today, which is lovely things going on in the cruise industry, of course. As I always mention, Good Ship Happens, yes. But one fun thing today I want to celebrate is actually today is a very, very special day. Anybody know what this one or not? I'll share with you. Actually, Disneyland Park opened on July 17th, 1955. Can you imagine that long ago? It was actually America's premier theme park in Anaheim, California. And I was there as a little kid, but of course in 1955 I wasn't born yet. But anyway, kind of funny thing too is they opened up on July 17th, 1955. And it was held, they had some special ceremonies that were held by company president Walt Disney. And Mr. Disney actually personally supervised every aspect of the park's design and opening ceremonies too. Also, there were some problems that came up on day one, such as a gas leak, but and also the newly poured concrete hadn't hardened yet, but like I said, the temperature over high. But the point is, it was kind of a funny thing as the event, I guess, was not as good as they thought it was going to be, but some things came up accidentally. But in fact, later on, Disney officials for years referred to that as the event as Black Sunday. Okay, how fun. But once again, Disneyland was phenomenal. I was there as a little kid because my dad actually aunt and uncle lived outside Disneyland, so went there. And of course, went to Disney World several times too. But it's really great that they just celebrated how many years, right? 55 years, right? 56 years, right? Great celebration to Disneyland. Right. Opened up over 55 years, right? Because it opened up on July 17th, 1955. So once again, another reason maybe you want to think about going to Disneyland, go there to Southern California, really, really pretty too. So anyway, have fun too. Something else I'm not sure what today was really good too is also, does anybody like chocolate or chocolate? Which I do, of course, myself, but what they did was MSC Cruises just announced something very special. Okay, their new ship coming out later this year, the MSC World America, is actually going to debut the largest Vinci chocolate experience at sea. With they're featuring their new limited edition gelato flavor. Okay, and so it's going to be having the largest Vinci chocolate experience at sea, including different selections for premium Italian chocolate brand and also new exclusive offerings for guests too. And it's really great because who doesn't like chocolate? As we say they say chocolate, right? But anyway, how fun that they just are doing a partnership with Vinci Chocolate. Okay. And how fun they just announced it. So anyway, they came together. Vinci and MSC Cruises have come together to create an exclusive gelato flavor. Okay, it's gonna be called, love this. It's gonna be called Crunchy Waves, and it's going to select Vinci launching their Vinci stores between August 1st through August 31st, 2026. And the flavor is going to be indefinitely on board, would also be available on board the existing MSC cruise ships with Vinci I think it's pronounced Gelaterias. Also, when the MSC World Asia enters ship in December this year, she's going to also feature that too. So I love this because once again, it's combining 3 different distinctive layers. The Crunchy Waves, I love that name, right? It's going to be a playful sand and sea effect that's visually striking with this beautiful, delicious bringing two brands together in one cone. Okay, and they've got a creamy vanilla gelato base. It's topped with hazelnut biscuit and salted toffee pieces, inspired by their traditional Italian bacio tama biscuit. It can be also finished with a vibrant blue layer that evokes the chirping tones of the Mediterranean seas too. So anyway, what happens is with the MSC World America, it's going to be sailing the Mediterranean this December. It's their new ship. This is going to be catering to every taste and temptation too, offering more than 40 bars, lounges, cafes, and restaurants with many concepts delivered in collaboration with award-winning culinary partners too, which is great, and how fun. And once again, this Vinci store on board the World Asia will be the first to debut this world-class debut on their world-class ship,
It'll be a fun one,
which is
but
great too.
unfortunately,
It worked out
Fun.
probably pretty different.
Yes,
Oh, it's gonna be amazing.
but
Yeah.
who doesn't like Vinci chocolate, right? But it's really kind of fun too.
Thanks for bringing me here.
Also,
So what brought you from Wyoming?
A life move,
life
a
move?
life change. Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So we chose Durham after about 3 years of trying to figure out where to live. Yeah.
we've got some things coming up
Not
too
an
with
exciting story, but that's-
Royal
that's
Caribbean's
the
Legend
story.
of Seas,
But we've never been there.
and
Oh,
that's the new ship.
I mean, where
Which
I
is
lived, and I
actually
was in the
debuted.
western side where all the mountains are,
Uh-huh.
unbelievable. Oh, 100%. And then the rest of it's high desert.
Desert.
High desert.
So you're used to this weather.
Well, high desert that is like, this would be astonishing if it got this, this hot and less windy.
Yeah,
So windy and cold there, but yeah. All right, thanks for the help.
no problem.
Ryan was in the green room and then.
Yes,
Yeah.
Live here?
it just seems that way sometimes, doesn't it?
When is Tallahassee?
But,
That's August. What's the date for down the East Coast?
Give me a second. Off the top of my head, it's escaping me. It's August 29 or August 22. One of those. But it's unfortunate. Yes, it is sold out though. If you don't already have a ticket.
Nothing is ever sold out.
Well, he is because of his security team. So we're gonna keep it tight this time.
Isn't he on the 19th?
The 19th. That's it. It's the 19th.
It's the night.
August
Well,
19th.
I won't be here, so I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, thank you.
No problem. And you are, hello.
We checking in with y'all
You check in with the people that have the tablets.
They're standing
They're
right
standing by the door.
by the door.
Yes. No problem.
How many people is
106, I think we're at now. 107. 100.
I just got here.
Yeah, that's letters right there. And it's 107 to answer your question.
Okay.
Okay, cool. All right.
Letters are the right.
okay, I mentioned, of course, with Disney celebrating their new anniversary with the Disneyland Park, which opened up in 1955, which is great. And something else came up too is, of course, we've got a new ship coming out. It's already out right now too, but Legend of Seas. That's Royal Caribbean's new ship. That's the one that has a new chief dog officer, and her name is Skipper. And what they do is they just launched the ship for sailing the Mediterranean. So once again, this is a really nice way to actually introduce people to the Mediterranean cruises with Royal Caribbean. And it's actually their third ship in their Icon class. And Legends of the Seas, of course, is going to be sailing right now. She's sailing right now in Europe. And then this winter, she's going to actually be sailing out of Fort Lauderdale, okay? And she'll be actually going to be christened in Fort Lauderdale later on this November. And it's great too is what they're doing too is they've done some really fun things as far as some differentiators as far as their cuisine and dining experiences, and also changes as far as their entertainment. For instance, I know that they've got on board, as mentioned, she's sailing right now, but they've got so many features, include their Crown's Edge. It's a thrill ride where guests can hang over the edge of the ship, of course. and they're safe, of course. Also, they've got some new cuisines in the Aquadome Market. And let's see, what makes Legend Seas look more unique is what they did was they've got a specialty dining experience too. It actually mimics a train car, okay? And currently it's the only one on Utopia Seas, and they're another Oasis class ship. Once again, too, is with this special dining experience too. You walk in, but it's like you're dining on board a railroad. You can see the experiences too. Okay, it mimics a train ride too. Also, they've got other dining venues too, which include different themes. One is actually their Hollywood Supper Club, which has a Los Angeles and film theme. Also, in the Aquadome Market, they've got a food hall, which serves complimentary bites. And Royal Caribbean actually has new cuisines that include Cajun, Spanish, Korean, Mexican, and also their marquee musical is a 93-minute adaptation of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And once again, they've cast 2 children to rotate as Charlie. How fun. And what they're doing too is they got a great talented team doing this too. Also, they've got other unique entertainment, includes America's Got Talent Live. They got some new shows in the Aqua Theater and also their Absolute Zero ice venue too. There's a lot to do, of course, during your cruise. But once again, too, is guests that maybe don't have children won't be missing out, because once again, they can actually surf. They can actually go into their Surfside neighborhood, which is a splash pool, kid-friendly, also dining and carousel. And then people that are multi-generationals can actually spread out throughout the ship too. For instance, having their needs met in different neighborhoods, including they got their Thrill Island Water Park. Also, they got their adults only hideaway. Also, their luxury landscape Central Park, which is beautiful. Okay, but have fun. And also, they've got, as mentioned, she's sailing in Europe right now, and so it's a great way to really kind of experience for people maybe who want to see Europe while cruising. Okay, on the world's biggest ship. Yes. Also, once she's done sailing in the Mediterranean, she's going to actually be doing Caribbean cruises, which is great too. So the Legend's going to be coming into I think Fort Lauderdale this fall, and she will be christened there too. So I'll keep you posted. But how fun! Legend Seas is now operating, and once again, she's got their chief dog officer, the third one, Skipper. She's really cute, golden retriever. Also, just fun stuff thing too. And then something else that's kind of fun too is actually cruise lines are really focused on recycling, going into liquefied natural gas, which is great too. And what came up too actually this week was, this is really something I think really fantastic too. Another great example how cruises are really focusing on sustainability too. What Carnival Corporation just announced is their private outlet in Celebration Key. What they did was they're doing something brand new. What they've got is Celebration Key brews up community sustainability solution in Grand Bahamas with their repurposed coffee grounds. Okay, now when you have coffee, what do? You throw other grounds, right? But the point is, what they're doing is something different. I've never heard it before. This is really amazing too. What they're doing is they're doing some great things, and they call it can come from the grounds up. But we're talking about coffee grounds, okay? They've it's the new community sustainability initiative, and what they're doing is coffee grounds are collected on board one of its ships into natural fertilizer, and they create a circular program that turns waste into a resource for the island's environment and community too. And through their community coffee grounds initiative, nearly 2,800 pounds of spent coffee grounds are collected weekly from Carnival Cruise Line's Mardi Gras. Then they're transported ashore and reused as a natural compost and fertilizer, perking up Celebration Key's extensive landscaping. That's their private island. Okay. And it was developed in partnership with the Grand Bahamas based ATO Landscaping, which is an initiative that helps really enrich soil with valuable nutrients, improve water retention, also support long-term health of native palms, and also plant across the destination too. So that's really kind of fun too. So once again, it's really a great way to kind of come up with solutions. And you don't think about that, but it's something I learned about, and I'm sure too, because it's really great too, because once again too is, it was actually just recently introduced at a recent event at Millennium House, Celebration Keys headquarters in downtown Freeport. Leaders from the government, education, agriculture, and also environmental organizations came together, united a shared commitment to sustainability and community development too. And they've got local partners. Those include schools such as the Lokai International School, the Bishop Mitchell Eldon School, also Jack Hayward Senior High School, the Mary Star of the Sea School, and also the Beacon School, with organizations including Island Mana Farms, the Waterkeepers Bahamas, Berkshire Bahamian Bahamas Farms, also the Green Shed, and also Grand Bahama Backyard Farmers too. So really this is designed as an ongoing program. They're not doing it once, ongoing program. And this initiative will continue to extend coffee ground distribution to more local partners, including eco schools, also the farmers markets too. So it's really great too. So once again, keep it in mind because it's a great way to kind of recycle coffee grounds too. I think it's wonderful. Also, some other things coming up too, we've got going on in the cruise industry. Of course, I mentioned, new ships coming up. Legend of Seas is a new one with Royal Caribbean. Okay, and it's really great what they're doing too. They will be bringing the ship back too. Okay. Also, what's great too is I know that one that came up too is we've got a cruise line. You might not be aware of, but I've written about like crazy. Windstar Cruises. What they're doing is they've been around for a long time. What they do is what they're doing now is they're shaking up offerings. They're offering short European cruises. Okay, so what they do is they just expanded their model, and what they're doing is, with short cruise itineraries, they're really kind of a staple in the Caribbean mega ship, but also they're really not just for longer mega ships too, or for the Caribbean. So Windstar Cruises actually has just expanded its model for small ships in Europe. They're doing a quick getaway itineraries of just 3 to 5 days. And like traditional short itineraries on larger cruise ships that sail from Florida home ports, Windstar's offerings may attract local settings, seeking to really weekend getaway too. And they said they mentioned some things they're doing, for instance, as far as they're kind of flipping the script too, but it's good too, because what they do is they realize that guests really appreciate the options, allow them to really customize their vacations, whether it's combining a cruise with a land-based itinerary, also offering a longer voyage, or simply just fitting travel into a shorter time frame too. So what they're doing is they've got a 3-night round trip sailing from London to Belgium. Guests sailing on multiple cruises outnumber those who just only booked that itinerary too. And that really kind of shares that these shorter voyages are really working out well as far as what they wanted to. And as mentioned, they've also been bringing new to brand cruisers too, which is great. And once again, they're surprised how many of their loyal guests are really, really kind of resonating with this shorter cruise option too. And as far as, like I said, taking a 3-night cruise aboard, it's really nice. Plus, it's over in Europe too. And what's great too is many passengers might stay on an 8-night itinerary that followed the shorter cruise too. So it's definitely something to keep in mind, because once again, when it comes to short cruises, it just really has a big impact too. And once again, and like with Windstar Cruises, they're really looking to expand their customer base in North America, which is great. Because once again, So anyway, we're kind of experienced Europe, shorter cruise too. You extend if you want to. So it's really kind of fun that Windstar Cruises is actually doing this. And that's, I think, kind of fun too. Okay. Something else going on too, of course, is we've got, to mention, we've got, Waterways has celebrated 24 years, which is great. And they are expanding in a very, very positive way too. They're going to be having, oh my gosh, how many ships coming out in the next couple of years. But also, as mentioned, they now have their 2 river ships sailing on the Magdalena River in South America. Okay. The first one started, I think, end of 2024. And the new one just started earlier this year. It's really great. And what they're doing too is they just celebrated 24 years. They're expanding like crazy, which is great too. And it's really great too. So keep it in mind. And with Alma Waterways, they were around now 24 years, and they officially started in 2002. Rudy Schreiner is a co-founder. He's actually known as the architect of river cruising, but also he came over from Austria years ago, relocated to the U.S., did some project work, had to go down to South America and for a project. And then when he's down there, he actually worked with some of his colleagues. They actually built a raft, okay, on a river down in South America. So anyway, came back to the U.S., relocated to the U.S., and then he wound up helping other people do other companies too, including travel companies, also river cruises too. So that's really kind of fun too. But that's really kind of fun too. And then he came up with an idea to start Alma Waterways and reach out to another professional head of Brendan Vacations, a tour company. And then Kristen Cars came to the U.S. She helped start it. And so they officially started their Alma Waterways in about 24 years ago in 2002, which is great. And Alma, of course, means love. But once again, a great, great, great company. And do wonderful things too. Not just in Europe, they do some things on the in Egypt, okay, Nile River, also South America, now 2 different places too. It's really good. So keep in mind, because once again, Waterways is a fantastic cruise line too, river cruise line. Something else came up too is also Carnival Cruise Lines. They got new category ships coming out right now. Okay, they just announced it, and their newest class of ships is going to be called their Ace class. And the first ship is going to be called the Carnival Destiny, okay? And they just released this on July 10th, last week, that they've got a brand new class of ship called the Ace class. And what's great too is it's going to be launched in 2029, and it's going to be called, of course, the Carnival Destiny. It's going to be the most outward-facing mega ship in the world. It's going to have unprecedented number of ocean view balcony staterooms, more than 4.5 acres of glass, also including glass walls and spanning multiple decks too. Also, the Destiny's going to have reimagined Lanai deck, which is a lower outdoor wraparound deck too. It's going to be the largest ship in their fleet. As you can be accompanying almost 8,000 guests, and will have be 300,000 gross registered tons. And they actually did a steel cutting ceremony on July 10th at their Fincantieri shipyard in Italy. And the Destiny is going to be scheduled for delivery in summer 2029. And they've got additional Ace class ships that will actually follow in 2031 and 2033. Also, the fun thing is, the Carnival Destiny name, I've heard it before, was actually the original name of their Carnival Sunshine, which was built in 1996. So once again, before it went to overhaul, once again, it's their new Ace class ship. They haven't released their itineraries yet, but it's said that they might visit, of course, their private destination, the Caribbean, Mexico, and Bahamas too. How fun that they actually did their first announcement of this too. And as mentioned, it's got new concepts, and they just did some more details on it too. But like I said, with the ship, it's going to add more venues, which is great too. And it'll be launching in 2029. And it'll be the largest ship in the Carnival Cruise Line fleet of ships too. So how fun, because they just did a seal cutting event. That was back on July 10th. So that's kind of fun too. So keep an eye on, and we've got other ships coming out too, of course. More ships coming out this year too. We've got actually Explorer Journeys. They've got their new ship coming out this year. The Explorer Journeys, another ship coming out this year. I think in the next month, in August, I believe. Explorer 3, yes. It's coming out in August this year. She'll be doing some, her inaugural sail is going to be offering some 7-8 Barcelona to Lisbon. Then her main season is going to be in the Mediterranean, Northern Europe, Greenland and Iceland, and then East Coast. Then she will transition to the U.S. and Caribbean sailings too. And once again, she has a guest capacity of 926 guests, and Explorer Journeys is actually part of the Embassy Group, which is family owned. They have Embassy Cruises, of course, and they've got their, the family also owns their Mediterranean Shipping Company Corporation for years and years and years. Also got their foundation. So once again, what's great too is actually Explorer 3 will actually be christened this July, just August, okay, over in, I think Barcelona too. So that's coming up too. And also another ship that just came out recently was actually, earlier in June, was actually American Maverick. That's American Cruise Lines. And their guest capacity is just 125 guests, which is great. Smaller ships. They're doing wonderful itineraries too. I just wrote about it too. And the American Maverick is going to be doing some really great cruises further south too later on. Also, this year we've got, it's mentioned, and we've got the, another ship coming out, just came out just recently in June, was actually the Viking Mira, okay? And just came out in June 5th. The main scene is Mediterranean, North Europe too. Also, we've got also this year, they're going to be having a second Four Seasons yacht coming out later this year. Don't know when, but Four Seasons Yachts is part of Four Seasons, the Hotel Corporation luxury. Also, they've got their first ship just came out, which is great too. Okay, the Four Seasons 1 has a very famous captain on board, Captain Kate McHugh, and she took some time off in between, but she's actually captain of Four Seasons 1. And now they've got their Four Seasons 2 coming out this year sometime too. And they haven't really released too much details, but I'll let you know, okay? Also, we've got, let's see here. Okay, another ship that just came out too in June was actually Orient Express. But they've got their Orient Express Olympian, which just came out in June. And that has a capacity of 108 guests. And their inaugural sailing was actually June 6th this year, which offered 4 to 6-night French Riviera, Marseille, for different cruises too. So it's sailing right now in the Mediterranean, French, and Italian Rivieras too. Also, we've got in 2027, next year, we got the 5th and 6th Norwegian Prima class ships coming out. And one's coming out in 2007, 2028 too. And they haven't released the names yet. I don't know. But those, of course, have a guest capacity of just 3,550 guests. Also, they haven't mentioned too much about the main voyage. I'll find out more about that later too. But also we've got coming out next year, we've got another Carnival ship, the Carnival Festival, coming out 2027. Our guest capacity is going to be 6,400 guests. And then Embassy Cruises has another ship coming out next year too. It's going to be called the Embassy World Atlantic. They haven't released any details. It's going to be sailing in the Caribbean though too. So yeah. And we've got, of course, other ships coming out too next year. No, summer next year, we got the Oceania Sonata. Summer next year. And with Oceania, it's very luxury, and it just has a guest capacity of just 1,450 guests. And of course, I know Disney has their Disney Wish class ship coming out next year too. That will be, they haven't mentioned the inaugural date yet, but I'll let you know. And we've got, as mentioned with Celebrity Cruises, they got their Edge class ship coming out 2028 another edge class ship, but also remember that with Celebrity Cruises, they got Celebrity River Cruises coming out too. Okay. And kind of fun they're getting into river cruising, but it really fits a need too, I think, more than ever, because once again, with the Royal Caribbean Group, they own 3 cruise lines. What they did was they decided to get into river cruising, which makes a lot of sense because once again, it's something that people really enjoy. And if you like the smaller ship experiences too, plus with river cruising, which of course takes place more in Europe, but also different places too. It's not just Europe now. You do river cruises, of course, Nile River, of course, with South America, with Delmont Waterways, other different places too. Once again, with river cruising, it's really kind of fun that Star Cruises is doing the river cruise lines now too, coming out, I think, in the next year or two. I'll keep you posted on that too, because that's kind of relatively new too. So yes. And as mentioned, a lot of good things coming up, of course, with the river cruising too. And another thing that comes up too is something coming out. We've got Crystal Cruises. They're launching a brand new ship coming out, Crystal Grace, of course. And one thing that he had done originally was actually they used to have a program called You Care Week here, and it was Vacationing with a Purpose, and it was their volunteerism. And they first introduced this back in 2011 with Crystal Cruises, and the idea was people would take cruises, they could take a short excursion, it was complimentary, but they could actually go to a place and help out in different ways too. Great things too. So I know that I think with Crystal Cruises, they're still continuing that too. But once again, too, their new ship coming out later on, the Crystal Grace. I think it's going to be debuting maybe, let's see here, I'm not sure when, but it just is really great too. So they still on Crystal Cruises a long time ago. I'll tell you what, one thing that was very impressive to me was actually the people that sailed on their ships were just avid fans. They didn't sail on other cruise lines, period. They didn't. They just loved they just loved Crystal Cruises with what they provided too. So I think the Crystal Grace is a great name for the new ship. And I keep posting when it comes out too. I think it'll become maybe another year or two. Can't remember who posted, but it's really kind of fun. They're doing that too. So yes. And it's mentioned a lot of good ships coming out too, because good ship happens. And of course, what's kind of fun too, as is mentioned with Legend of the Seas, right now she's still in the Mediterranean, of course. And remember that she's got their chief dog officer on board too. Her name is Skipper, Golden Retriever. And she loves sailing, but the good thing is she's not driving the ship with her 4 paws, okay? But really great things that they're doing too. And as mentioned, right now she's sailing in the Mediterranean. She'll be positioned to the U.S. and she'll be sailing out of Fort Lauderdale. And she'll actually be christened in Fort Lauderdale later on in November, okay? But she's got, she's actually the largest cruise ship in the world too. It's got 18 passenger decks, which is great. And, but just great things doing too, different ways to kind of enjoy it with family, friends. Even if you're adults, that's fine too, because they have different things on board for everybody to enjoy too. And kind of fun because there's so many choices out there too, because once again, you got new ships, smaller ships, luxury ships too, which is great too. And as mentioned, beyond 2027 next year, which is just what, 7 months away, we got new ships coming out, of course, too, in 2028. Let's see. We got the, Carnival Tropicales coming out 2028. Also with Celebrity Cruises, they've got their 6th Edge class ship coming out in 2028. We've got the Oceania Arietta, that's coming out 2029. And then we got Scenic, who's got their Prestige class ship coming out. That's Regent Seven Seas Cruises coming out 2029. We've got new Disney class ships coming out in 2029, 2030, 2031. And of course, we got more Norwegian Prima class ships coming out too in 2030, 32, 2033, or 34 and 36 too. So once again, kind of fun new ships coming out like crazy and on a good way too, because once again, with cruising, There are multiple choices, okay? You can choose big ships, small ships. Of course, with Viking Cruise Lines, they do different things too. Also, we've got, of course, river cruising. You can do cruising in the U.S., which is great too. Besides American Cruise Lines, of course, we've got another cruise line that actually officially started last year, Victory Cruise Lines. They do the 5 Great Lakes cruises. And they sail between Toronto through the 5 Great Lakes to Chicago and back. I had a chance to do it last year on their christening cruise in their Victory One. It was very impressive. What they do too, if you're going through 5 Great Lakes, what they do is you actually come in the day before. You have a free hotel included part as your cruise cost, and then you board the ship. What's great too is they dock at different places, which is great. And every place you actually visit, you have free shore excursion included, which is great. Something else they do too is also they've got one great place they go to that people aren't aware of is actually Mackinac Island, which is great. And Mackinac Island, of course, is the one place that doesn't allow any kind of automobiles. Okay, the ship is small docks right there, which is great. Okay, but also with Mackinac Island, it's beautiful. I never before heard about it, but I went there last year, of course, too. And what they do is the ship is so small they could dock right there, and then I take a beautiful horse-drawn carriage tour. It was great. It was a couple hours, just beautiful, and the horse-drawn carriages were so beautiful. Great experiences too, and the horses are so big, but really, really great. Then you get off downtown, you can walk around and do some shopping. The fun thing is, you could within walking distance to where you get to board the ship again too. But the fun thing is, I was walking that way. I happened to see another horse-drawn carriage, but I think they were delivering things to the ship. Okay, because once again, no cars allowed. Okay, during the wintertime, during summertime too, people they navigate with their bikes. Okay, and I think during the wintertime they actually can operate their snowblowers too. But it was kind of fun to go to Mackinac Island, and then went to different places. Niagara Falls, we started there too, really beautiful. And went to the Great Lakes, it was great. And then also the ship actually docks at Navy Pier in Chicago, and I'm very familiar with that too. It's great. I've been there several times, but it was really great. They dock right there, and then once again too is they do the reverse. They do the 5 Great Lakes from leaving from Navy Pier through the 5 Great Lakes to Toronto. So keep in mind, because Victory Cruise Lines is nice cruise line. They have online entertainment at night. The cuisine is very good. They also have a restaurant too upstairs. You can actually make a reservation, no cost, but you can actually cook your own food, being a chef, which is great too. And once again, they got their 2 ships, the Victory 1 and Victory 2, okay, which is great, but keep it in mind because once again, if you've never seen the Great Lakes, it could be an option. Also, what they do is their season runs usually from maybe April to maybe, I think October maybe, because then it gets too rough as far as the weather and the ice, and then they pull out of there too. So it's very seasonal, but very, very pretty, very beautiful, because you want to see the Great Lakes and visit places you've not seen. Plus, then you have to worry about taking a car to different places too. It's really great too. So it's great to experience that too. And definitely keep it in mind too, because we've got great things going on in the cruise industry. Also, as mentioned, one thing that's good too is you've got specialty cruise lines that actually sail to Antarctica. Ships have to be purposely built, of course, too. And once again, purposely built, certain capacity, and very limited too, but it's great to do that too. Also, as mentioned, right now we're going through Alaska season, which is gorgeous. And if you've never been to Alaska, definitely keep in mind it's beautiful. Alaska season usually goes from maybe the first part of May through September, and then they stop going there. But you can take cruises from cruise lines actually depart from Seattle too, as well as Vancouver, which is great too, in Canada. But once again, ships sail also from Seattle, and a cruise ship is going to be at a cruise like just has been there now. This year, I don't think where the last year was actually Azamara Cruises, which is a very luxury brand, really beautiful ships, smaller ships. They are actually doing their Alaska season right now, which is great too. But that's fun too. Once again, Alaska, different experiences, and you can see whales and the glaciers, calf, which is really beautiful. 2 different places to go to too, plus great cities, smaller cities too. Really, really great. It's just amazing. I did that a long time ago. It's amazing to go there too and experience it myself too in person. So it's wonderful. So definitely keep in mind, because once again, Alaska season goes through first part of September, and then they relocate because they can't run the ships in Alaska during the winter time or fall. So keep it in mind too. But it's great too. There's just great things they're doing too, as far as different options to explore ships. What you can do as far as sailing too, it's great. And once again, different options. I love sailing myself out of San Juan, Puerto Rico, is because then you can see different ports in the Southern Caribbean, which is great too. So keep in mind, because those run year-round too, different cruise lines too. And of course, we've got, I just love different options too, as far as different cruise lines going out like crazy. Plus, I really like the fact that Light of the Seas is actually sailing right now in the Mediterranean, which is great too. Then she will relocate to the US to offer Caribbean cruises. Yes, that's great. But wonderful experiences too. So keep in mind too, because once again, great examples of good ship happens. Okay. And once I find out a bit more about Light of the Seas as far as her christening, official naming ceremony that will be taking place this November, I'll let you know. And also, it's kind of fun that we got cruise lines like Windsor Cruises actually doing some shorter cruises now in Europe. It's great too. And the good thing is you can actually kind of add things onto it if you want to. It's great too. So keep in mind too. And once again, I'm excited about Crystal Cruises actually launching the new ship coming up, I think next year too, called Crystal Grace. They currently have 2 ships, the Crystal Serenity, Crystal Symphony. They've expanded that too. They've updated the ships too. They're really, really pretty too. So it's great too. So keep in mind too, because once again, great examples of good ship happens, right? Yes, we need that more than ever today.
As we're designing the best family vacation, there was one piece that was missing, which is, of course, the family dogs. And when guests go on vacation, one of the key things that they miss are their pets back home. And when our crew are sailing on board for their contracts, one of the things they miss are their pets back at home. And so we really wanted to make sure we brought a fluffy addition to our crew family. We went and got Rover, and here we are now for Star. We're picking up Sailor, and Sailor will be living on Star of the Seas.
Well, the Chief Dog Officer was an idea that we created actually when we were developing and concepting the Ultimate Family Townhouse. We were all sitting around saying, when you think about the Ultimate Family Townhouse, what does that mean? And all these ideas came around, and somebody threw out the idea of having a family dog. And we said, well, it feels a little selfish to have a family dog for just one family. Why don't we have a family dog for the family on board the ship? And so that's how the position evolved, and we thought, well, obviously it's a very important position, and of course all important positions on ships are called chief, so we thought Chief Dog Officer is perfect.
When we first came up with the idea for Project Rover or Project Sailor, we realized we don't really know a lot about what it means to take care of a dog on a cruise ship. And so we partnered with some of the most well-respected animal well-being certifiers globally to really help us create this program from the ground up and make sure that when Rover and Sailor are on board, they're having the best day every day.
So there's a very well-written, crafted position description that, of course, the Chief Dog Officer can't read. The key mission is to have fun, and that's exactly what Rover and Sailor do. They just have fun.
So Sailor is very small. She's about 16 weeks. And so when Sailor gets on board, she's going to take everyone's breath away. Sailor's life on Star will be full of adventure. She and her Chief Dog Officer role really means that she gets to go and explore the ship, go and explore our private destinations with our crew members, really just being that warm, welcoming family for her.
Oh, I just totally fell in love with Sailor. I fell in love with Rover as well, but I also fell in love with Sailor. She's so beautiful and loving and funny, and so I just completely fell in love. When we were thinking about the idea, one of the questions was, well, what will the crew think? Will the crew like the idea or not? And so one of the team members had a golden retriever and volunteered to bring the golden retriever down to one of our ships on a turnaround day, and we fitted the dog with a GoPro camera. It was very touching because after when we watched the video, so many crew stopped and hugged the dog and talked to the dog. When we saw that, we thought, wow, this is amazing. People miss their own family dogs.
And as we've done with Rover, as we're doing with Sailor, we really want to make sure we're focused on what's best for these animals. And really right now our focus is on Sailor and making sure that she is having the best life at sea when she gets on Star of the Seas in August.
Sea views for days, runs I'm actually excited to go on, and breakfast mojitos because it's tradition on vacation, right? Oh, and when I tell you the Virgin Voyages food is absolutely unreal, and it's all included, it almost feels too good to be true. Cheers to that, right? This has been truly amazing, but next time, you really need to be here.